We want to welcome you this morning to the Transmitter Solutions training. Today we are focusing on the key gate operator. It's a residential swing gate. We appreciate your attendance as always. We know that your time is valuable and we appreciate you spending a few minutes with us this morning. My goal in this training is to kind of harness the excitement we've had around this residential swing gate operator. We know that there are a lot of different gate manufacturers out there, a lot of different operators for you to choose from. We are excited about this operator because of the unique features that it has, and hopefully we can convince you today as we go through this training that it is a very unique swing gate, residential swing gate operator. Just for your information, we'd love to have questions asked throughout the training. We have a few people here in our audience. We know there's many of you online that are listening to this training. So we would ask you, if you have questions, please type them in, and we have a moderator that is going to be moderating those questions. Just a quick note, in order to ask a question or type a question in, you have to be registered with a live stream account. It takes 2 seconds to do, so feel free to ask questions. So let's go ahead and get into the training. I want to first kind of introduce this product. We at Transmitter Solutions, we don't have any huge intentions of getting in the gate operator market and disrupting what's already going on. We found this operator. This is an operator that is built and manufactured in Italy with one of our Italian manufacturing partners. And when we saw this, we realized that there was a huge appeal that would appeal here in the U.S. market. Now, there's a few unique features of this operator that I want to quickly go over, and then I'll show you in a little more detail as we get further into the training. I've been told that I need to speak up, so I'll try to speak a little bit louder. Maybe turn the mic, maybe turn your speakers up on your computer. I'll try to talk clearly and loudly. So what I want to show you, first of all, many of you have probably seen some of the advertising we've done with this operator and really what sets it apart. We're excited about the ability to integrate a nightlight system with this operator. So kind of for dramatic effect, I'm gonna show you what this operator would look like at night if you were to come up to your property and open your gate. So let's go ahead and turn the lights off. And we're going to open the operator, and you can see kind of the effect that it has. So on the operator itself, built to the front of the motor is an LED light that you can see. There is a flashing LED light and warning light that comes with the gate operator kit that can be mounted anywhere near the gate, that's activated upon movement of the gate. And then, if you can see here in the camera, we have a variety of options for different lights, for landscape lighting or garden lighting. And all of these lights and this operator is being controlled through the control board of the operator. And we'll kind of get into that. But this, I hope you can see that this would be, you can turn the lights on, thanks Brad, that this would be an extremely appealing product to a homeowner or a resident. The ability to integrate these lights. And that's kind of really where we feel you can separate this operator from all the other ones on the market. That and the fact that when you hear the price for this kit, you're going to be blown away for what you get for the cost of this kit. Now, we're not going to go over specifics of pricing in this webinar today, but I would encourage you to reach out to your sales rep here at Transmitter Solutions. We will be reaching out to you as well, and we can talk pricing. But just know that you're going to get a lot of to be a little cliche, bang for your buck. So what I want to do now is kind of go over to the computer, and we're going to go through some of the more in-depth features a little bit, some of the specifications that we've put in our manual. I want to tell you this. This is a product that has been installed and used in the European market for 10 plus years. So this isn't a new product. It is new to the U.S. market, and we have done our due diligence to get it ready to be installed in the U.S. market. We've changed things like the power inputs. We've done a lot with the manual and getting all the measurements and the installation specs up to more U.S. standards. So don't be scared that this isn't a new operator. This has opened thousands of gates for a lot of years, and it's been tried and tested, and it's a very, very solid operator for residential applications. So now, if we could switch over here to the computer, I want to go through a few things. Some of the things that you can use to help sell this product to your customers. We have, if you guys want to follow along, go to transmittersolutions.com, and you can kind of follow along with some of these printouts, the manual, the cut sheet that I'm going to show you. So if you go to our products, key automation, and the first thing you're going to see is this video showing the appeal of this operator. And I'm going to play it here really quick. I think this is made specifically for an end user to view and to really see the kind of the curb appeal and the appeal of this operator and the system and the lights that come with it. So I'm going to play this, just a 1.5-minute video. So here we go. We should have some volume. There we go. So there's a video that you can use kind of in your marketing efforts, I guess. If I was a homeowner and I had 2 gate operators sitting in front of me, one that's just your old run-of-the-mill linear actuator, and then the Ray gate system with lighting options, with the landscape lights, and at the price you're going to get it for. This is a very, very appealing operator. I can't emphasize that enough. I feel like that it's going to be a pretty easy sell, a pretty appealing operator to many end users. So use some of these in your marketing efforts to show your customers, what this can do and the appeal that it has. So if you go a little bit further down in the Downloads tab, I want to show you what comes with this kit. This is our cut sheet for the Ray Gate Swing Kit, and the front page kind of just shows some of the unique features that we have that I had discussed. The built-in LED light in the front of the motor. A cool feature that I will show you a little bit more later to unlock and lock the gate so you can manually open and close it, the key that you use is actually built into the transmitter itself. It's a pretty cool feature. You'll always have that key with you, so you can manually unlock and lock this gate to move it if you need to. This is a screw drive gate operator, so it is built with very strong components, metal gearing, very, very minimal moving parts, so you can be assured that it's going to operate for a long time and there's going to be minimal amount of service. We do have spare parts that are available that we can get to you quickly in the event that something does go wrong and something needs to be replaced. Looking at the kit itself, in this kit, you're going to get either, if you're doing a single swing gate, you will get one gate operator, one gate arm, or two if you're doing a double swing gate. And then in the kit, you will get the Eclipse light, which is a warning light that also controls the automatic on and off feature of all of the lights that are integrated into the system. It has the sensor is built into the Eclipse light, and that automates the lighting system. You will get a receiver. You will get 2 photo eyes, or you'll get a set of photo eyes. You'll get 2 transmitters. The controller itself, the 14A controller, you'll get a sticker warning tag, and then all of the hardware, the mounting brackets, the nuts and bolts that you need to assemble it. That is what comes in the Ray kit. So you're getting a lot of different products within this kit. And like I said, trust me on this, you will be extremely impressed with the price. We have priced it very competitively, that it can be something that is affordable. So here is the, like I said, the cut sheet that is available on our website. Please feel free to use that. The next piece of literature I want to show to you is the manual. Now, we've put a lot of work into getting this manual up to par with U.S. standards and to make the installation for you as easy as possible. Now, like always, manuals are kind of a work in progress, but we feel like we've done a very good job in getting it to the point where you can read it easily, you can understand how to install it. The installation goes in quick. There's only a few measurements to make to install the gate. We'll go over that a little bit later. We feel that it's a pretty solid manual, but it is a work in progress, and we appreciate any feedback on things that we can change to improve. So starting in the manual, we go through kind of a little product overview of what comes in the kit. Some of the technical specifications that are good to highlight. You can look at these a little more closely after the training. But this operator will move a gate at the max length of 13 feet if it is a 500-pound gate, or a max weight of 1,320 pounds at 6.5 feet. So it's going to move a standard-sized gate for a typical residential application. We didn't bring this in to move big, heavy gates. This is something that we know fills a need in the residential market, and we know that it will fill a need with a lot of your customers. So that's the specifications on the limit use. You can also look at a chart that's a little bit further down, a couple pages further, which gives just kind of an X and Y axis of feet compared to weight and what this operator will handle when it's moving the gate. We've had a lot of questions on the speed that this opens at. I can tell you this, that if you're talking about specifically the screw drive itself at full power, it will move at about a little over a ½ an inch per second. But I guess a little bit more clearly, the average opening time to 90 degrees is between 20 to 25 seconds. And now that depends upon the size and the weight of the gate. we have this gate that we're moving here in our training room weighs maybe 50 pounds, and we can open it in 10 seconds. So that opening time is going to vary depending upon the size, the length, and the weight of the gate. The primary power for this operator is 110 volts. Secondary power is 24 volts DC. The weight of the operators themselves are 18 pounds. Like I said, I'm not going to bore you with specs, technical specs. Please look at this a little bit closer if you have any questions. So we've added this quick start installation for you for quick wiring, a quick wiring guide of all the components that come with this gate. We're going to show you how quickly it is with 4 wires to install the gate arm itself, 2 for the motor power, and 2 for the LED light. The warning light is also 4-conductor wire. You have a flash, a sensor, and then the LED in common. The photo eyes themselves will be wired with 4 wires right into the controller, and you can see the inputs there for the photo eye power, and then the photo eye 1 and 2 inputs. So this is kind of just a quick overview of how things are wired and the number of wires needed for each component. Moving on a little bit further, I want to go kind of over the initial installation, getting set up for installing this operator. Now here you can see an optimal installation for the Ray kit, for the Ray swing gate operator. There are 3 measurements that we'll have you take in installing this. Measurement A, B, and C. Measurement A and B for an optimal install should be as close to each other as possible. So our goal here is to get the measurement A being from the center plane of the gate to the rear bracket hole. And Jordan, if you could come and bring the camera up here, I kind of want to show on our gate here in the training room what these measurements are and where they should be for optimal installation. So the first measurement you're going to take, like you see there on the on our manual, is from the center plane of the gate to the rear bracket hole. So you're going to see right off the top that we do not have an optimal install here in our training room. But so for our purposes here, from the center plane of the gate to, you're going to always want to go to that middle hole. We're at about 9.5 inches, so we're way past where we should be. So what you would do to change this, you would cut the rear bracket and re-weld it to the gate to minimize that length from the center plane of the gate to that rear bracket hole. The second measurement you're going to take is from the center of the hinge on the gate to the rear bracket hole, to the center of that rear bracket hole. And we're looking at about, in our installation here, 2.5 to 3 inches. So you can see there's quite a large discrepancy between measurement A and B in our install. And what you would want to do is try to get those 2 measurements as close to each other as possible for an optimal install where the gate will work at optimized power and speed. The third measurement that you will take that will always be the same is the measurement from the rear bracket hole here to the front bracket. And that should always be 29.5 inches in an optimal installation. And you can see we're a little bit short in our installation, so what we had to do is add a second mechanical limit at the front of the operator, and you can't really see it, but it's under here. That second limit stops the gate short of the end of that screw drive track. But in an optimal installation, you would only need, and we'll go over these limits here in a minute, you would only need 1 limit on for the open limit. The closed limit would hit the end of that screw drive track. And then it's always good to have a positive stop on your gate like we have there. All right, let's go back over to the computer, Quinn. Okay, so that is you know, for the installation purposes and getting set up with the measurements and everything, you're going to want to refer to this page here in our manual. Like I mentioned, it kind of goes through some of the steps of cutting, re-welding the different mounting brackets. I'm going to show you just so you can see them. If Quinn wants to switch to this front camera here, the two mounting brackets that we have. Oh, this one's good. This is going to be your front mounting bracket with the bushing on it. That's going to go at the front of the gate operator. And then the rear mounting bracket is going to have 6 different holes. You'll always want to use the center hole if possible. But if you need, if there's to make room for error, there's those additional holes that can be used. This is the rear mounting bracket that will come with the kit. You'll get all of this hardware with the kit. So back over to the computer. It shows you exactly how to install it with the hardware given. Pointing out that it is important that everything is level on the operator. These brackets need to be installed at level. So these are some features here. I didn't really mention the mechanical limit switches. The mechanical limit, sorry. But those can be easily adjusted with just a tool, a wrench. And they slide up and down this track on both ends of the operator. There's some small teeth that you can see that it's easy to adjust the movement of these limits and where you need to set them for the opening, closing distances of the gate. The next step shows you the wiring. Now I want to mention this. You probably are all going to wonder and question what the encoder is. This is something that we are not going to use here in our U.S. installations. The encoder is built for a more accurate measurement of the open and close limit. Measures it down to, you know, the 100th of a millimeter or something like that. It's just a very, very accurate way of closing and opening. We're not going to use that here, so kind of disregard that. And then you can see the 4 inputs for LED and motor on the gate operator itself there. Okay, so that's kind of a run through of the operator arm. Now I want to get into a little bit of the controller and how we would do a quick installation of this gate operator. So Jordan, if you could help me for a minute. Okay, so you guys can see the control unit here. This, and I'll quickly show you, this is motor 1, inputs down here, motor 2 inputs here. This is where all of the LED lights are plugged in, and this is for the night light system, for the LED on the gate operator itself, and for the Eclipse light. The photo eye connections are here that you can see are plugged in, and then there's some other options for a stop button. There's options, inputs for a keypad. We actually have the track pin keypad connected to this gate, and then a few other inputs that you can see in the manual if you need to refer to that. So to program the gate, once we have the gate assembled, the brackets mounted to the gate itself, we've mounted the operator to the brackets. We're going to use this handheld programmer for all programming. It's extremely easy to use, and in our manual we go through step-by-step instructions for how this is done for both single and dual swing gates. Also, there's a quick programming and there's a full programming, and all of the different settings that you can set within the gate itself. Everything is laid out very clearly in the manual, and it is a good reference for you when first installing. So what we're going to do here is the first thing is go to select the controller that we're using, which will always be the 14A controller. And we're going to go through the quick programming guide of this gate operator. It's going to ask us the installation type. This is going to be a swing gate. And then it's going to warn us that if we continue, that all of the data that we've already programmed into it's going to be deleted. Then we'll select the type of motor. The motor will always be the 4024, and we need to make sure that we do select the correct motor that is hooked up to the controller, or it could cause issues. And then it's going to ask us about our safety devices. Now, it's going to ask us first if photo eye 1 is connected, and you can see, if Jordan, you can show them the photo eyes there that we have connected. So these are the photo eyes here that we have on this gate installation. So we will select yes, we do have the photo eye 1 is connected. Photo eye 2 is not connected. We do not have a sensitive edge on the gate, so we'll select no. We do not currently have a stop button connected, so we'll also select no. And then it's going to ask us if we would like the safety devices to be enabled during programming. And this is, just for safety purposes. If someone were to run into the gate, in front of the gate while we're closing it or opening it, the safety devices would work. Here in our training room, we're not going to enable them. Now it's going to ask me to unlock the motors and position the gate in the center of the swing path. So that's what we're going to do here. Like I said, you can use the key transmitter as your key to manually unlock and lock this gate. So Jordan, if you want to come closer here. To unlock the gate, you set the transmitter in it and turn it counterclockwise 45 degrees, and you could hear it unlock. And now, normally, this gate kind of, it gets a little binded because it's not a real solid install. That's about as far as we're going to be able to open it. But normally, you would want to open this to halfway between the swing plane. And once you open it and you have it halfway in the middle of your open-close direction, you're going to relock the motor back in place. It's as simple as that. So we're going to relock that back in place, and then we're going to go back over here to our programmer. And now that we've unlocked, positioned the gate in the correct place, and relocked it, we're going to click OK, and it's going to immediately start learning the open and close limits. And now the first thing it's going to tell me to do is, if it's not moving in the open direction, which it probably won't be, now it's locked. So we can see the gate closing, so I'm going to reverse the direction of it by pressing up or down on the programmer. And now you can see here that it's learning the opening limit of the gate. And Jordan will let it just go through its open limit. When it is opening and closing, when it's in programming mode, it moves extremely slow. Promise you it moves faster than that in normal use. So it's learned its open limit, and now if you want to come back over to the programmer, it's going to ask us if we're learning a double leaf. If we're learning two motors, we're not, so we're going to click the X to cancel that. And now the gate will go through the closing limit and learn the closing limit of motor 1. Okay. So we made it to the closing, and that is it. Programming successful. Press any button to exit. So now I will show you quickly if in our programmer once we've learned the limits, we can go to basic settings, which is here, and we can set all of the different features that we want. An automatic closing time in the event of a trigger of either of the safety devices, the sensitivity of the gate, the opening speed, the slow down opening speed, the closing speed, slow down closing speed. You can see all of these different features that are available quickly and easily to set and program here in the programmer. If you want to go to a little bit more advanced settings, you can see you can adjust photo eyes, whether you want photo eyes 1 or 2 off or on, how you want the photo eyes to react when a photo eye is triggered, if you want the gate to stop and reverse or stop and open all the way. If you want a photo eye to work only on open or only on close, you can set all of those features within the advanced setting. You can set the edge types, the pedestrian opening. There's a lot of different features that you can set there in the programmer itself. One other thing I want to show you in the programmer is the ability to program the nightlight system itself. The nightlight system will come default to always be on, which means that if you have the Eclipse light wired into the controller, there is a sensor in the Eclipse light that will turn the light system on at dusk and then turn it off at dawn. And then you can dial down how sensitive you want that sensor to be. To turn on with low light and turn off with low light, or turn on with high amount of light. All of that can be adjusted within the programmer. So this Eclipse light here is what controls the nightlight system. So this is where in the programmer you can quickly turn that system on or off. If you don't want them to automatically come on at night, if you just want to control all that through your handheld transmitter, you can do that. And we're going to go ahead and turn the nightlight system off. So we would just click down to 0 there, and now our nightlight system is off. And you can see that when we push the open button on our transmitter, the lights will always come on the gate, no matter what time of day it is, dark or light. If the nightlight system's off, whenever we activate the gate, all of our night lights, including our garden and our landscape lighting, will come on. Quinn, do we have any questions that have come through? I hope that I'm making sense here and that you guys are understanding kind of the appeal of this operator. So please, if you have any questions, type them through. Okay, now I want to quickly go over some of the lights that are available for landscape and garden lights. You have a lot of options. The flat light would be used for under a garage or an eave of a house, or you could mount these to steps going up to the doorway. It's just a flat light that's about 10 inches long that can be used in a variety of different places. The Stella light is kind of our most unique light. There's actually 4 LED lights that all face inward, and you can see here when the lights are illuminated, it creates kind of a cool pattern outside of the enclosure there. And this is a pretty big light. This stands at about 24 inches tall. The stick lights are our most popular. This is a stick light that's about 30 inches tall. And then the stick down and the stick up, you can get LED lights that face that are upward facing, so that can shine up at a wall or can shine up against the house, or a downward facing light which will shine down on a driveway or on a walkway up to the house, into planting areas, wherever you want to position these lights. There's options for both upward and downward facing. We have our tower, which is a really tall, it's a 40-inch tall light that can be placed, within the landscaping in an area that you want it to be a little bit more visible. And then we have the small vertical light, which is 10 inches tall, and the light faces directly outward. So you can see there's a lot of options for different types of landscape lighting. Most of these lights, 80% of these lights come in 3 different colors. You can get white, brown color, and also gray. So you have different options there for color if you want, your lights to stick out, or if you kind of want to blend them in with the landscaping that you have. So we're about done. I've taken 30, 40 minutes of your time. I want to take a minute to answer any questions that you have. If something didn't make sense, or you have a question about the installation or different components of the gate, please type them through now. I just want to stress and reiterate that this is a very competitively priced product, so please remember, reach out to your sales rep. We can talk about pricing with you, but this is something that has a lot of appeal, and you're going to get a lot of different features for the price that you pay. We hope that this was a helpful training. We'll stick around here for 5 minutes or so. If more questions come through, we'd be happy to answer those questions. But we appreciate your attendance, and we hope to hear from you soon.